Have you ever found yourself replaying conversations in your head, trying to find out if that special someone is into you? Maybe it's the way they laugh at your jokes or how they always seem to be around when you need them. Well, you're not alone in this game of romantic detective work. Sign 1, body language. Let's start with one of the most powerful nonverbal cues, body language. When a guy is interested in you, his body language can speak volumes, sometimes even more than words. Notice if he maintains steady eye contact during conversations. It's a sign he's genuinely interested in what you're saying. Also, pay attention to how he positions himself. Does he lean in while talking to you? This can indicate he's engaged and wants to be closer. Another thing to look for is open body language. If his arms are uncrossed and he faces you directly, it shows he's comfortable and open to the interaction. I remember a friend, Sarah, who was unsure if her coworker, Mike, had feelings for her. One day, she noticed that whenever they talked, Mike always faced her directly, maintained eye contact, and often leaned in, especially in noisy situations. These subtle cues were consistent, and it turned out that Mike was indeed interested. He was using his body language to show his attraction even before he verbally expressed his feelings. Sign 2, he initiates conversation. Moving on to our next sign, let's talk about communication. A clear indicator that a guy might be into you is when he consistently initiates conversations. It could be starting a chat in person, sending the first text of the day, or even reaching out on social media. This initiative shows that he's thinking about you and is eager to connect. It's especially telling if he does this regularly and the conversations go beyond just small talk. He's investing time and effort to know more about you, which is a significant sign of interest. So what should you do if you find him initiating conversations? First, take it as a compliment. It means you're on his mind. Then keep the conversation flowing. Respond with your own questions and share your thoughts. This back-and-forth dialogue creates a connection and can deepen your relationship. And don't be shy about initiating conversations yourself sometimes. It shows that the interest is mutual and can encourage him to continue reaching out. Sign 3, he remembers details. Sign 3 is all about the little things. When a guy is genuinely interested in you, he pays attention to details. This means he remembers small but significant things you've told him. Maybe it's your favorite book, a childhood memory you shared, or even your coffee order. This attentiveness shows he's not just hearing you, he's listening. When someone cares, they make an effort to remember these details because they value your conversations and want to know more about you. It's a subtle but powerful way of showing interest. For instance, my friend Emily once mentioned her love for a specific author in a casual conversation with her colleague John. A few weeks later, John surprised her by recommending a newly released book by the same author. This kind act touched Emily. It wasn't just about the book. It was the fact that John had remembered something she mentioned in passing and acted on it. This small act was one of the many signs that John was paying attention and genuinely caring about what Emily had to say. Sign 4, he tries to impress you. Now, let's discuss a sign that's as old as time, trying to impress. When a guy likes you, it's natural for him to want to show his best side. This might come in the form of sharing his achievements, skills, or even little acts that he thinks might catch your interest. It could be as simple as talking about a recent success at work, a hobby he excels in, or even demonstrating a unique talent. This behavior is a way of saying, "Hey, look at me and what I can offer." It's a classic courtship move, reflecting a desire to be seen positively by you. While it's charming when someone tries to impress you, it's important to discern between genuine and over-the-top behavior. Genuine efforts are usually more subtle and grounded in reality. They're about sharing, not boasting. On the other hand, if his attempts feel more like a performance or seem exaggerated, it might be a red flag. Healthy relationships are based on authenticity, so watch for signs that his impressing tactics are sincere and not just a show. Sign 5, he asks you questions. Sign number 5 revolves around curiosity. A guy who likes you is likely to show a genuine interest in your life and opinions. This interest is often displayed through the questions he asks. It's not just about basic inquiries like how your day was. He might delve deeper, asking about your passions, your dreams, your thoughts on various topics, or even your views on future aspirations. These questions signal that he wants to understand you better and values your perspective. It's a way of creating a meaningful connection and showing that he cares about what's going on in your world. Have you ever experienced this? Maybe a guy who remembered your favorite movie genre and asked for recommendations, or someone who showed interest in your career aspirations. I'd love to hear your stories. Drop a comment below sharing how someone's questions revealed their interest in you. Your experiences could resonate with others and help them recognize similar signs in their own interactions. Sign 6. He finds reasons to be near you. Our 6th sign is all about proximity. When a guy is interested in you, he often looks for opportunities to be around you. This doesn't necessarily mean grand gestures. It's more about those subtle efforts to be in your company. It could be as simple as choosing to sit next to you in a group setting, offering to help you with something, or finding common interests as a reason to spend time together. These small actions are his way of creating chances to interact with you more and possibly build a deeper connection. Take, for example, my friend Laura's experience. She noticed that her classmate Tom always seemed to find a way to be near her. Whether it was picking a lab partner in science class or joining the same group for a project, Tom consistently chose to be in her proximity. He even started showing up at the coffee shop where Laura often studied. These weren't coincidences, but subtle signs of his interest in spending time with her. Sign 7, he mirrors your actions. Sign 7 delves into the fascinating world of psychology, specifically the concept of mirroring. This phenomenon occurs when one person subconsciously imitates the gestures, speech patterns, or attitude of another. In the realm of attraction, mirroring can be a significant indicator. When a guy likes you, he might start to mirror your actions without even realizing it. This could be as simple as matching your walking pace, adopting similar body language, or using the same phrases or slang that you do. It's a subconscious way of saying, "We're in sync," and it often signifies a deeper level of connection and comfort. Think of it as a non-verbal cue that he is on the same wavelength as you. For example, if you tend to speak with your hands, you might notice him doing the same when he's around you. Or if you have a habit of tilting your head when listening intently, he might start exhibiting similar behavior during conversations. This mimicry, often done without conscious thought, is a natural human response to feeling connected and comfortable with someone. It's a subtle yet telling sign that he may be more than just casually interested in you. Sign 8, he compliments you. Moving on to sign 8, let's talk about compliments. It's a pretty clear sign of interest when a guy regularly compliments you. And we're not just talking about comments on your appearance. When he starts noticing and appreciating your non-physical traits, like your sense of humor, intelligence, or kindness, it shows a deeper level of appreciation. These compliments demonstrate that he's paying attention to who you are as a person and values your qualities. It's a way of expressing admiration and can be a strong indicator that his feelings go beyond the superficial. Now, when you receive such compliments, the key is to accept them gracefully. Often, our first instinct might be to downplay or dismiss compliments due to modesty. However, acknowledging and thanking the person for their kind words is important. A simple "thank you, that means a lot to me" not only shows appreciation for the gesture, but also reinforces positive interactions. Remember, accepting a compliment graciously doesn't mean you're conceited. It means you acknowledge and appreciate the other person's perspective. Sign 9. He shows nervousness. The 9th sign to look out for is nervousness. It might seem counterintuitive, but nervous behavior can actually be a strong indicator of interest. When a guy likes you, the stakes feel higher for him in your interactions, which can lead to signs of nervousness. This could manifest as fidgeting, stumbling over words, or even being unusually quiet. These actions are often involuntary and stem from the desire to make a good impression. It's a human response to the fear of rejection or the excitement of talking to someone they are interested in. If you notice such signs of nervousness, it's important to see them in a positive light. It's perfectly normal and can be a good sign, indicating that your presence genuinely affects him. Rather than viewing it as awkwardness, understand that it's a form of vulnerability that shows he cares about how you perceive him. This understanding can create a more empathetic and meaningful interaction between you two. So next time you see him fidgeting or hesitating, remember, it might just be because he really likes you. Sign 10, he makes plans with you. Our final sign, and perhaps one of the most telling, is when he makes plans with you. If a guy is interested, he'll look for opportunities to spend more time together. This isn't just about spontaneous hangouts, it's about him actively making future plans. Whether it's inviting you to a concert next month, planning a weekend hike, or even just a coffee date next week, these invitations are his way of saying he enjoys your company and wants more of it. It shows that he's thinking ahead and sees you as part of his future, at least in the short term. This proactive approach is a clear sign that he values the relationship he is building with you. So what should you do when he makes plans? Be open to them. If you're interested in him too, accepting these invitations can pave the way for a deeper connection. Don't be afraid to suggest plans yourself as well. It's a two-way street, and showing your own interest in spending time together can be just as powerful. Remember, mutual effort is the key to any blossoming relationship. Every person and situation is unique, so trust your intuition and use these signs as a guide, not a definitive rule. If you're feeling a connection, don't be afraid to explore it further. Communication is key in any relationship, so keep the dialogue open and honest. And remember, the most important sign is mutual respect and understanding in any interaction. Before you go, one last tip. Always be yourself. The best connections are formed when you're genuine and true to who you are. So let your authentic self shine through in every interaction. With that said, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content.